Do you ever find yourself walking through the streets of Toronto, surrounded by a tapestry of languages, cultures, and stories from around the world and wondered, can true inclusion really happen? How do we prevent hate from our communities? And most importantly, can we genuinely work together? Welcome to another episode of Path Tomorrow, where we dive into the intersections of urban living, social dynamics, and the challenge we face today. I'm Cyan, a multimedia designer with a passion for community, and today we're going to tackle a big question. Can true inclusion happen? I'm not sure about your thoughts, but my answer is yes, but it's also not that simple. The other day, as I was walking and admiring the beautiful scenery at Evergreen Brickworks, a quote by Bill Mollison came to mind. Though the problems of the world are increasingly complex, the solution remains embarrassingly simple. Well, some of you might be asking, what does that even mean? To understand this better, we need to explore a concept coined by Bill Mollison, which is called permaculture. It is a system of land management that mimics natural ecosystem, which I think could be a powerful lesson when we think about inclusions. Could we design our community to be resilient, nurturing, and interconnected as nature itself? Let's explore that today. Today, I would like to explore how permaculture principles can teach us about building inclusive communities, space where we care for each other like nature cares for itself. Let's start by understanding what permaculture is. In the concept of permaculture, the focus is on relationships, how plants, animals, and people interact to create a thriving ecosystem. The goal is for the whole to become greater than the sum of its parts. It's not about one element, but how these elements work together to support each other. Now, imagine if we apply this idea to a community. A community is sort of an ecosystem too, right? And we as people interact and depend on each other in countless ways. But here's the question. What if we design our social environments with the same care and thoughtfulness we use when we design nature ecosystems? Instead of focusing on individuals, how can we focus on the relationships between us? What if we design our social environments with the same care and thoughtfulness we use when designing natural ecosystems? Instead of focusing on individuals, how can we focus on the relationships between us? As I was reading the permaculture's design principles, I believe some of them could be applicable to how we build inclusive cities and societies. So I picked some of the few principles where I think they might be a good reference to our daily lives. Principle 1. Observe and interact. In permaculture, we don't rush to plant seeds before understanding the land. Similarly, in building inclusive community, we also need to take the time to engage with people. And observation is key. We have to listen, watch, and understand. Only then we will create solutions that suit a particular situation. Principle 2. Apply self-regulation and accept feedback. This principle encourages us to discourage inappropriate activities and ensure systems where the forms of society function well. For us, it's about being open to feedback and regulating our actions. When we talk about inclusion, feedback is essential. We can't know everything, and that's okay. Questions. Have you ever received feedback that changed the way you thought about something? How does it shape your actions afterwards? Principle 3. Design from patterns to details. Permaculture teaches us to observe large patterns before focusing on the details. Think of the landscape first. You observe how water flows, how sunlight hits different areas, and only then you plant specific crops. In society, we need to recognize the broader patterns of exclusion and inclusion before focusing on individual actions. Are there larger societal trends shaping how people interact with each other? And what can we learn from them? Principle 4. Integrate rather than segregate. This one is my favorite. It means designing a system where elements, whether they are plants or people, work together. Integration is about building connections that support each other. If you look at a diverse city like Toronto, there's so much potential for integration, but are we creating spaces where people from different backgrounds can truly interact and support each other? Principle 5. Use and value diversities. Diversity makes system resilience, whether in nature or in society. By valuing different perspectives and backgrounds, we reduce vulnerabilities and create stronger, more vibrant communities. But diversity isn't just about coexistence, it's about active valuing the contribution of different people. Think about the diverse communities in your life. What do you value most about these relationships, and how does diversity make your community stronger? I want to leave you with the final thoughts from Bill Mollison. The tragic reality is that very few sustainable systems are designed or applied by those who hold powers. We should cease to look to power structure, hierarchical systems, and governments to help us, and devise ways to help ourselves. What Mollison means is that real lasting solutions, whether in farming or social inclusion, often comes from the grassroots, from us. We shouldn't wait for the top-down solutions from governments or institutions. Instead, we can build inclusive environments by taking small actions in our local communities. Inclusion, like permaculture, is about relationships. It's about understanding the patterns that shape us, integrating our difference, and creating systems where everyone can thrive together. Thank you for joining me today on this journey through permaculture and inclusion. Let's remember that the solution to our complex problem might just be embarrassingly simple. Let's design communities where all people, like plants and ecosystem, can grow and flourish together. So, what's one thing you can do today to foster inclusion in your community? Welcome to share it with me down below. Until next time, take care, observe and nourish the relationship around you. We will see you on the next episode. See you!